Good morning, everybody. As some of you might know, we had the QLS weekend on Sunday and it was amazing. We got to hear from many six-figure earners. I just wanted to do a video to list the things that I picked up from the day, the key things that I found really inspiring that I wanted to share with you. We saw from lots of different people. We started off with Paul Barradell. Very sceptical before he joined the business, very sceptical, to the point that he actually went to head office and demanded to speak to the chairman, speak to the MD, which was Bob Parker, and spent some time speaking with him before he actually joined the business. Hit a few key things with all of the six-figure earners. Lots of key strategies came up, and I'm just going to talk one by one of things that stuck in light bulbs in my head. When you look at one of the key things that Paul said when he was doing his talk was, when you look at the activity that you've done over the last month with Forever, what would you pay yourself for that activity? And if you look at that activity and you think, what would you pay someone to do that activity? And if you think to yourself, actually, I won't pay them much, are you actually doing enough activity? That's a really good point, I thought, that he made. Surges in activity equals surges in success. If you have a surge in activity and you have a surge in success, but often if you stop, it will fall back down again, and that does happen in a lot of people's businesses. So you need to create habits. The really important thing is to create habits. This is a consistent business that you work. You don't just go like a bull in a china shop, have a massive load of success and expect it to carry on going. You've got to keep pushing and keep pushing. We also heard from a lady called Abigail Horn. Amazing lady, I think she's in her 30s. And when she joined the business in the October, she did 9.5 case credits. In the November, she did 16.5, which meant she hit supervisor. In the December, she did 0.4. She sponsored 5 people. They were doing nothing. Her retail had gone a bit pants. So she felt like quitting. Her husband was quite sceptical about the business again. And he was basically, it doesn't work. You might as well quit. And she said, look, give me 4 weeks. Just give me 4 weeks and I'll get to manager. And a few things happened in that time. She went to the QLS weekend, which was at the end of February last year. And she also, so the QLS weekend made a massive difference to her. Now, to get to manager, basically, she went to all the trainings that she possibly could. She started doing business presentations in her home every single night because she wanted to get to manager. It wasn't an option not to fail. It wasn't an option to fail. She goes to every single event, every single event that she can, all the success days, all the masterclasses, any event that she can. She goes to all the trainings. She goes to the business presentation. She blogs about her journey on social media. She blogs about her life. She doesn't spam, very similar to what I do. And duplication and structure. So she makes sure that the structure and the duplication goes down every layer of her team. And that's the first steps to manager, watching the pods. Everyone has the same sort of stuff. She turned off her TV. These are the key attributes that Abigail Horn will put forward that believes a six-figure earner has. She turns off the TV. She sees every single minute as an opportunity. She runs her social life around Forever. If she's going to a social event and it doesn't have CCs attached to it, she will change that event. She won't go. She'll do something that attaches CCs because she's building a life for herself. That means that she can go to any social event whenever she wants to for the rest of her life. She sacrificed time with family to attend events. And I'll be honest with you, I've done exactly the same thing because I know that putting in the work now means that I'll be able to go to any single thing that I want to. She's studied self-development books and audios. We always work on mindset. You must always have a book that you're reading, a few pages a day, CD in the car. She observes the law of attraction. We always talk to you about The Secret. Uses social media in the right way. It's really important that you do. There's a lot of competition out there now. People are spamming. You need to stand out from the crowd and use it properly. She's a good monkey, which basically means she looks at people that are doing really well and copies them. She implements what they do. She goes out of her comfort zones and prospects. She works hard to make new friends. So she's always looking at ways to make new friends. And sometimes, you know, if you're in an environment where you've just moved, or you don't know many people, find groups that you can go to, find toddler groups, find anything that you could potentially go to so that you can actually make new friends. Go down the pub, find badminton, go to the gym, anything like that where you can make new friends. Set big goals and become so emotionally attached to them that you simply cannot fail. And I can't stress to you enough how important setting a big goal is. The musts that she puts into place are listen to, watch and attend the BPs over and over and over so that you know them inside out, so that you know everything there is to know about this business, so that you know how to explain the opportunity. Don't just be a great student, put everything into action. Don't just go to all the trainings and think, yeah, I've gone to the training, people have told me I'll be successful if I go to the training. Put into action what you learn. Take all this information, do the activity. Plan each hour of each day, of each week, each month, each year, and then the subsequent years. This business is enormous. Chairman's bonus checks are enormous. You need to plan ahead for those things. And it's no surprise to Abigail that she has had such massive success, because she set massive goals every month. Protect your mind. If you see anything negative, ignore it. If you're in a negative situation, walk away from it. If you're speaking to someone who's being negative, walk away from it. Protect your mind. You don't need negativity. If you see it on social media, scroll past it, don't read it. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy it. Everyone has bad days, but enjoy it. You know, love your business, love what you do, love the brand. I wear Forever t-shirts. I haven't got one on today. I wear Forever t-shirts whenever I'm going to a networking event. I use the products all the time. I'm not even fazed about mentioning it to people. Understand the compound effect. So this goes back to what Paul Barradell said. This business needs to be consistently worked over a prolonged period of time, a reasonable period of time. It's not about bursts of effort, it's about continuous effort, okay? Be yourself, don't be a salesperson, just be who you are, and you'll naturally share the business that you grow to love, if you don't already, and you won't feel awkward or like you're trying to be someone else. Just be you. You don't need to be some whooping, salesperson trying to convince people of stuff. Be the leader you would like to follow. Choose your style. I like to think I'm a leader that believes that everyone else can achieve what I can achieve. I go to the events, I do stuff, I implement stuff, I change stuff, I help people as much as I can. I'm open to learning and changing and open to doing, and believe that everyone else can achieve what I'm achieving. Focus on your why. Your obstacles are only there if you can see them. Your obstacles are only in your way if you can see them, but if your why is strong enough, they just don't matter. They're not in the way. If you needed to get somewhere really quickly because it was so urgently desperate, you'd get there. Share what you've got in your hands. It's rude not to. You may just change someone's life. It's not about what you're scared to say, it's about scared of what they might miss out of. And then and that was from Abigail, and then we heard from Philippa Symes. Now, Philippa Symes is directly downline to Jane and John. And actually, when John met with Philippa, he said to her, well, I'm going to go away and think about whether I want to work with you or not. So one of the things that she holds really high is what she calls FOMO, the fear of missing out. Hold this business opportunity really high, because you want to work with people who want to work, and also hold this business opportunity really high. She talked about expectations. There's lots of work in this business if you want to be a six-figure earner, if you want a really substantial income. Self-discovery, it's learning about yourself, changing the way that you work, having some patience, listening, building a belief. There's going to be some frustration because a lot of people want to get to positions quicker, and there's some frustration behind that. It takes time. You've got to remember the compound effect. Trust in others that are leading you, and belief in the company, the products, and that the products will work for you, the business will work for you. But be realistic, stay grounded, understand that it takes time. Be resilient, get on with it or quit. Get on with it or quit. You get no-shows. Philippa had been, and I've been in this situation where I've sat in a hotel with one-to-ones booked in back-to-back. Did anyone show up? No. Have you organised a launch when no one's shown up? Yep. Just pick yourself back up, get on to the next one. Have you dropped a pup off and no one's come in for an order? No orders for 4 pups. Don't give up. More pups out. Keep going, pups out. Then you'll order a Sonia kit. Then one person will say, this business is brilliant, I want to join it. Proactivity and creativity. Now, Philippa talked about lots of different ways that she did prospecting. So when she joined the business, social media wasn't the way it was now. They had to go out and speak to people, with the luxury of social media that we have now, but it wasn't like then. She embraced prospecting. Philippa realised that prospecting was the bit she hated. That was the bit she didn't want to do. So she thought, right, well, that's the bit I've got to learn because clearly I'm not very good at it. So she created a flyer. She went to the train station early in the morning and she created a story on there that basically said, by the time you read this, it's going to be 6:30 a.m. You'll be on the train to London and you'll be going to your crazy busy job in London, and then you'll be getting on the train at the end of the day, coming home, having some tea, hopping into bed, grabbing a glass of wine, and then tomorrow it'd be like Groundhog Day. You'd be doing it all over again with the same people on the train. Then she told her story. That's the kind of thing that I did, etc., etc. And call me if you, and I think I've got a way of you getting out of that, but still earning the income you earn in London. She got phone calls. She put them in a basket. She scrolled them up, put a ribbon around them, took them to the station, just handed them out. People took them. She got phone calls. People joined her business. She also put adverts in post office windows. She saying that she was looking for business partners. She joined the WI. She joined toddler groups, even though she didn't have a toddler. She went to breakfast meetings, networking meetings. She created a lead generation file. She would get the newspapers and scroll through the newspapers and find anything new, anything like a new accountant's opening, a new salon, or people's names that were in the press, or people that were advertising for private work or self-employed. And she would contact them. She used to use the Yellow Pages, and she would just literally contact people. She crafted a letter to accountants, for example, in the newspapers, or accountants that you could see in Yellow Pages, basically saying, look, I know you're an accountant. We work with accountants. I've got a great business opportunity here. And we'll craft a letter, sent it to them. Accountants joined her business. Dog groomers. She literally cut out all the dog groomers, gave them a call and said, I've got my own business and we work with products that are great for dogs. Can I drop them off so you can try them? She dropped off loads of pups. People joined her business. These are all ideas of how you can carry on always prospecting. There is no way you can ever run out of anybody on your list. She would ring them, say, she works with Forever Living. Have you heard of us? Can we drop some products off? They're amazing for animals. You can just have a play with them for a few days. And it was just getting the message out there. Become a master prospector. She did 15 calls a day. 15, not 5, not 3, not 2, not 10, 15. All of the people on Sunday did at least 15 calls a day. Step out of your comfort zone, big time. Listen to audio, learn, books, read, anything like that. Jim Rohn. Feeling the fear but doing it anyway. Preparation, expect the unknown, so change the direction. If something's not working, change the direction. If you're out prospecting and someone says something negative, go the other way. If something doesn't work, change direction. You don't know, that these things aren't going to work until you try them. Live on the edge, take some risks, and if it doesn't work, find a way around it. In, under, over, upside down. If launches don't work for you, go meet people for coffee. Do an online launch. Drop some pups out. Pop on the neighbours' doors. See if they want to come around for coffee. There's no that you either make excuses or you build a business. Stand out from the crowd. Be you, but be the best version of you. You don't have to be anyone else. Just be you. It doesn't matter where you've been or what you've done. It's where you're going and it's who you're going to bring with you. So those are key things that I got from her. Then we saw the lovely Emma Cooper, who you all know and love. And she was talking about basics, when you're planning with people. So she's talking about planning with people in her team. And it's helping them to become accountable. So you're not accountable and you're not trying to tell them how to build their business. It's helping them to become accountable. Making sure that they understand how to keep customer records, your profiling sheets, your folders of 1 to 31 and 1 to 12, your the way that you organise yourself, the way that you know how to build your business. Who knows how much 5cc's in retail is? That's your first month of your 5 or 6 or 7 month to manager plan. How much are you going to make on 5cc's? Goals. It's always important to recap your goals when you're planning with a new team member. Always, always really important, because they could change and you need to emotionally attach that person to their goal every single time you meet with them. So last time we spoke, this is what we were working towards. Is that still the same? So when you achieve that, that's going to make you feel this way. But the consequence of you not achieving that means that this, and that's not where you want to be. Is that right? Congratulating people on habits that they've already developed, reviewing their progress. Emma talked about always having at least 35 people in your pipeline at any one time. I probably have 40 or 50 in my pipeline at any one time. I have reams and reams of people going around the business cycle all the time, constantly. So when you've got like 2 at BP, you need 15, 20 at BP all the time, constantly going around the cycle. And they were the key things we brought up from Emma. Then we saw Chris Goldsborough. So you might have seen Chris on the pods when she talks about pup drops and your who know list. And she talked about the lessons that she had to learn. So she was from a corporate background, knew it all, was very successful. So her having to change and learn a new way of working was her hardest thing. And I'll put my hands up and say that's been really hard for me. So changing, become who you need to be to make this business work. Okay, so you be a good version of you, but you've got to learn a new way of working, a new way of communicating, a new business model. The business model works, okay? You've just got to use your interpretation. It's not the way the wind blows that determines the way you go. It's the set of your sails, as Jim Rohn would say. You'll face the fear of doing this business, or you'll face the fear of not doing this business. What would you prefer? Lesson 2, exit your comfort zone. Here we go again. Lesson 3, focus on others. That's the difference with this business. This is a manager developing business. Focus on other people. Focus on helping other people achieve their dreams. You will naturally achieve yours. Be excited about having a conversation with one of your team members because they've just had their first bonus checks. They hit supervisor and they've got a couple of £100 going in their account and they can pay for their hair this week and not ask their husband. Be excited about that. Grow yourself to grow your business. Books, audio, same message again. Persistence. Be persistent, but persistent in the right way. I often have conversations with team members where the results aren't coming through. We've already talked about changing what they're doing, but they're doing the same thing. And I will often say to people, you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. We need to look at what you're doing. We need to change what you're doing to get better results. So doing the same thing and expecting different results is just completely insane. But there's wisdom behind knowledge successfully applied. So you need to learn a new way of working. You need to change more than you think and be very open to learning. Overcome your fears. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from reaching your goal. There's no shame in failing. The only shame is not trying. Okay? Don't prejudge. Keep your mind completely open. Completely open. Help people make calls. Help them. When their first planning meeting, I'm starting to set up hours where we sit together and I do the calls for them. Help people make calls. It's not so scary. Help them. Sit with them. Show them how to do it. And also, when you focus on other people, be so busy giving recognition to everyone else that you don't need it yourself. It's all about everyone else. It's all about everybody else. And then we have the lovely Diana Page. Now, Diana Page talked us through volume mapping and retail plans, which is so, so important. And I do them religiously. They're a habit. I do them religiously. I know where all the case credit's coming from. And it's funny, Diana used to say to me, you need to know your team's business better than they know it. And I'd be thinking, well, since the end of the year last year, I can honestly say I do. So whenever I sit down and plan with someone, I know I'm writing a retail plan because I know they're telling me what they're doing every month. Even if they're brand new, I'm writing a retail plan. I've got a volume map. I've got lists of who's doing what where. I know where all the case credits are coming from, the best and worst case. And then I'm saying to them, are you writing this as well? So I know their business better than they do. Hope is not a strategy. You have to plan. You have to plan. Don't be scared of planning. I was petrified of planning. I was petrified of goal setting because I just had it in my head, no way I'm going to hit them. I'll just pick out, figure out the sky, and if I hit it, woohoo. You've got to plan. What's the saying that they say? Fail to plan, plan to fail. And that's it. That's the way it works. Success is premeditated. And detailed activity plan comes from your 90-day goal. Recruiting, retailing, personal development, being accountable. The end of the month should never be a surprise. Never be a surprise. You know, every week I'm replanning what people are doing and how we're jigging them. Every planning meeting, especially when people are going for goals and got massive goals. Have your personal, it's a personal plan that's unique to everybody. So when you're volume mapping retail planning, those are very personal. Using the tools and making sure that you all agree on your plan. This is their plan. They've created it, and you've helped them put it into a volume map and a retail plan. They use the prospecting plan, the 7-day plan, the activity tracker. They know their statistics. Your volume map and your retail plan, and I've literally done another one this morning, and this is just for my key people, okay? So I've just, that's very neat. In fact, this is the one that I've just redone it from, okay? So that's my really messy one, and I've just redone it because I like things to be neat, and it's changed again, and I think if I put more writing on there, I won't be able to see it. So it's very but this is a living, breathing, doesn't eat, but it's a living, breathing document. I have it with me all the time, so I know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going from, and I can tweak these numbers at any time. And you can also see who's moving up, who's going where. You can identify different people on the marketing plan who are starting to go for positions and things. And working with your team and helping them and encouraging them and revisiting their goals. So this isn't a telling, it's a showing business. It's really important that you show people this business. And it's asking them the right questions to help them see what they need to do. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the month, looking ahead for the next 3 months. What was your goal? Reaffirming their goal. So that means next month we need to achieve this. That means by the end of this month we need to achieve that. Let's see where we're at. Are we on track? Showing them your belief. I totally believe in you. I know you can do this, and I know with the activity that you will achieve it. I'll match your commitment every step of the way. And it's also saying things like, if you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to run, I'll run with you. If you want to sprint, I'll sprint with you. But if you stop, so will I. Is that fair? You can only match their commitment, and that is really, really important. And to help me help you, I expect the bare minimum. The bare minimum is 4cc. I don't work with anybody who is not 4cc active after they've done their first four planning sessions. So I found Diana really inspiring. But your team member owns their plans, they're inspired by it, they know where their goals are coming from, they know they've got a shot at success, they believe in it. So it's always plan, do, review. And then we spoke with Louise McKenzie, and she was very, very honest and basically said, sharing her vision was the one way that she built a huge team. And she said, I wasn't scared to show people that my bonus was 90 quid. I wasn't scared to show people, but she said, this is where I'm at now, but this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going, this is what I'm excited about. It didn't intimidate them. This is what I'm working towards. This is my future. And vision is the art of seeing what is impossible to others, Jonathan Swift said. So sharing your vision. And she said, ask yourself 3 questions. What business do you visualise yourself having? She asked this to other people as well. Fun, family orientated, enjoyable, something you can take around the world. What was her purpose? Why are you here? What's your purpose? Why are you here? Why are you building this business? Why do you want to do this? It's really important. And share that vision with as many people as possible to help them find their vision. And then their belief will become 100% unshakable, 100%, and that's really, really important. where are you going? This is where I'm going with it. You know, and by this date, I'll be manager, which will mean I'll be earning this, and it means that we can do this to the house. You know, what's your level of belief? Where are you at now? You know, do you believe in the business? Do you believe in yourself? Is that the key thing that you need to work on? Have big goals, have big dreams, and focus on everything the company can offer you. And it's so important that you do. Lisa Prescott, one of her key messages was, she was afraid of everything. She was afraid of starting a business, building a team, sponsoring, speaking to people, not speaking to people, being successful, not being successful. Recognizing your fear is essential, and fears are self-made and they're self-reinforced. So facing your fear is so important, and attach more fear to not inviting people to look at the business and not sharing your vision and not sharing this amazing opportunity than the fear of actually sharing it in the first place, because someone will share it with them and they will build a massive business. 2 more things that I just wanted to touch on. Philippa also said, hold this business high enough so people want to join you. And she took that from when John Curtis said, I'm going to go away and think about if I want to work with you. Wherever she is, in any situation, she asks people this question: if you weren't here today doing this, where else would you be? And when they say, oh, I'd be on holiday on a beach, she always says to every single person, I think I've got a way that might enable you to do that. Can I show you? There you go. Philomena, her dad said to her, I've never seen anyone die from hard work. You can sleep when you're dead. So that kind of concludes everything that I just wanted to share with you that I learned on Sunday. I hope that's helped, and I wish you a huge success, and I will speak to you all soon. Thanks.